Rock and roll Chicago, rock and roll Chicago, my hometown. Well, I was born in the city, gonna rock your city, Chicago. Chicago rock and rollers are the best year out around.
Hey, this is Paul Martin
And Ray the Roadie.
for the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast. Hey, what are you drinking over there, Ray?
Got myself a little bit of bourbon whiskey.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, what kind?
I got a little Blanton's.
Blanton's.
Yeah, I got the good stuff, man.
That's good.
It's
Yes.
very, very tasty. I've been kind of on a kind of bourbon kick lately.
Do you add anything to that?
I do. As a matter of fact, I do. I add a large cube of ice.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit of harmony.
Uh,
Do they work good together?
They do. Whiskey works real well with Harmony.
I see.
Harmony and me are pretty good company.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good because today we're speaking with Whiskey and Harmony.
We are.
Yes, Sarah and Craig. They're going to be here.
Imagine that. And I'm sitting here having some whiskey and I'm harmonizing with myself, actually.
That's right. Your whiskey and your ice cube are in harmony together.
They are. Oh, very good. Very good. So shall we see what they have to say?
Let's do that. Let's talk to Sarah and Craig from Whiskey and Harmony.
And away we go.
And away we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today we're speaking with Sarah and Craig from Whiskey and Harmony.
Hey, guys.
How are you?
How you doing?
you guys?
Doing good.
Thanks for coming out.
Yes.
No problem. Glad to be here.
Appreciate you coming out and spending some time with us here. So tell us a little bit about the band. And I know I've worked with you a few times now at Blue Chip. But tell us how the band gets started and where you guys are from.
Well, we're from Burbank. We started Whiskey and Harmony about in 2013, so 9 years ago. Craig actually started out running sound for our band, and then he was a bass player. And then we were called something different, Perfect Storm or something. But we, when I was playing guitar with Craig, we decided to change the name to Whiskey and Harmony. We were just going to do it as a duo and keep the full band separate. Uh-huh. But Whiskey and Harmony just seemed to be a better name. So we just kind of collaborated with the entire band. And people always think the whiskey, well, a lot of times they're like, who's Whiskey, who's Harmony? Oh. With him and his beard and whatnot. Oh. They always think he's Whiskey. And I'm like, no.
I was going to say Harmony.
Yep. I've been Harmony.
And everyone's like, oh, well, how'd you come up with the name? And I'm like, well, yeah, we drink a lot of whiskey. But also everyone used to say that I have the whiskey, raspy, Janis, Stevie Nicks voice. So, and he always had just fantastic harmonies. So.
That's her opinion.
Yeah. Other people.
She's entitled to it, right?
Yes.
So what kind of music background did you guys come from?
Well, I've been playing music forever. I started playing when I was 9. Grew up playing upright bass through orchestra and jazz through school. And then honestly just picked up every stringed instrument I could and been doing it for 27 years now.
Okay.
I went to school at Northern Illinois for music performance and education for orchestra, playing upright bass. So technically I never did any like formal training for guitar. I was kind of self-taught, but a lot of that stuff kind of bled over.
Right. Transfers over.
Absolutely.
So you still have an upright bass?
Yeah. Upright bass is my first instrument and I still play. It's fun to bring that out because a lot of people are like, oh, that's a really big violin. I'm like, bring my couch with me.
So is there any other bands that you're in prior to Whiskey and Harmony?
I played in a few different bands. I guess the biggest band that I played with was called Clifton Roy and Folk Stringer. It was a bluegrass band. Funny enough, it was my neighbor growing up. It was his project. And he's like, I need a bass player. Hey, you play that Doghouse bass, right? You want to join my band? So I was like, of course. And we did that for a while. We recorded 2 studio albums, one of which I think you can still find on Spotify. And if you YouTube Clifton Roy and Folk Stringer, it pops right up, which is pretty cool. you can shout at your Alexa and be like, "Hey Alexa, play Clifton Roy and Folkstringer," and it'll play. And like,
That is pretty cool.
That's fun.
They have a lot of really great songs too.
Yeah, the band kind of disbanded around 2014. Everybody just kind of went their own separate ways.
Okay.
A lot of
So
them moved to,
you've always been into bluegrass and country music more than anything else?
yeah, for the most part. I also played in a hip hop band, which was a lot of fun, called the Agents of Change, and they actually still play in Chicago. But they're a lot of fun. I had a lot of touring experience with those guys, which was fun.
Where'd you go to?
We just did a lot of stuff on the East Coast and West Coast. It was usually just like do it your own kind of tours. But I ended up opening up for T-Pain and Bone Thugs and Harmony, which a lot of people are like, wait, what? How did you do that? I thought you were a bluegrass guy. But yeah, that was a really good experience.
I don't have a really cool musical background. I just used to like to do karaoke, and like once I was 21, I would go to the bars. I met a guy named Jimmy, and he had a band. So it was just a bunch of older guys just sitting in a basement every Friday. We would practice. We would practice to pretty much not play shows. Basically, we would drink in their basement every Friday and play music. But they taught me just the G, C, and D chord. And after a while, you know, it was fun just hanging with them. But when I started learning guitar and whatnot, I wanted to actually go out and perform music. And
Now you two are married, are you not?
yep, it'll be 5 years next month.
Yep. 5 years on the 27th of May.
Cool.
There you go.
Very
And
cool.
they say for 5-year anniversaries, they're supposed to give like a gift of wood. So I might have to buy some more guitars for you because we definitely don't have enough of those.
Oh,
Mine is coming up in a couple of weeks, and it's steel. And I just told my wife, I said, I'm ordering a new mic stand. She goes, made of steel? I go, yeah. She goes, good, I'll buy it for you. So she just bought me my present. You know.
Nice. Well, happy anniversary.
And what are you going to get her? Aluminum foil?
I don't know. I haven't decided. I have to go shopping, do some shopping. I figured I'd steal something. And
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Didn't say what kind of steel.
That's right.
breaking the rules or interpreting your own way.
That's right.
So who else is in your band right now?
We got kind of a mix of players that come in with us.
Okay.
But generally our main drummer is Aaron Allan. His last name's actually Swears. He'll probably be mad that I said that. But Aaron Allan is our main drummer. We have a friend that's actually lives around this area, Joliet Plainfield, is Tommy Slab. And he'll fill in on drums for us too. And then bass players, mainly just Kent, and then myself. If the setting is right, I'll bring out the upright bass, or I'll play the bass guitar, and then I do a lot of the lead guitar if I'm not playing bass. Then we got another guy in the mix, Jeremy, who lives out in Indiana. He'll come in and play guitar.
He's Jeremy Smolin and Friends.
Yeah.
He's a really good guy.
Wasn't there a song about him? Jeremy Smolin.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't know that there was a song about him.
You got coffee in that cup?
Yeah.
Or there's something else in there?
No. Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam.
Oh, Jeremy,
gee.
yeah.
Oh, maybe we need to be drinking what he's drinking.
Why didn't I think of that?
Because you're not as witty as I am, that's why.
Okay. Ooh. Oh.
So you guys do some gigs without the band too, just the two of you, right? Do some duos and stuff.
Yeah, especially during this whole pandemic thing. I think that acoustic stuff got really popular because you couldn't have, bands and you couldn't bring in a big crowd of people. So it's just kind of like more intimate. But I mean, we really enjoy doing the acoustic stuff.
So you survived through COVID? Was doing duos and stuff?
We really didn't play that much. I didn't want to risk getting sick.
Yeah, I'm playing.
My health and whatnot. So it actually was a much needed break for me, to be honest, because we were before then playing 5-6 nights a week, and it really burns you out. So I was kind of like, I didn't pick up my guitar for a while during the whole thing.
We did a couple like Facebook Live things.
Did you? Yeah.
We would always say live from the living room. So it'd be us playing acoustic guitars. I'd have the upright bass every once in a while, and our dogs. So people
Our
would be
dog
like,
threw up on Facebook Live.
"Oh, that was fantastic." Yeah, that was really fun and funny. A lot of people would tune in and they'd be like, "Oh, we're really just watching for the dogs."
Yeah, I'm hoping that wasn't a criticism of your music.
No, our dogs are just highly entertaining.
Little Taylor, we got Taylor and Gibson. Those are our dogs.
Nice.
Very conveniently named.
Yes.
Not because of guitars by any way.
Fans of the Gibson Steakhouse and
Yes,
Lord and Taylor.
exactly.
I thought it was Taylor Swift.
I was like, I call her T-Swizzle sometimes.
Well, Taylor's funny because she's got such a wild tail. So we were like, "Oh, Taylor like the guitars," and it's like, no, it's because she's got like a whip that just knocks everything over in the path.
So is your bass player Kent? Is he related to you?
No,
Did you call him your uncle or something?
I sometimes I call him my uncle. Sometimes I call him my daddy. One time he came we were playing a show and
You're gonna hear the backstory of Uncle Daddy.
It was his birthday and the bartender was pretty drunk himself. And I was like, "Hey," I'm like, "Can we put my uncle on this, like on our tab, like whatever he wants to drink?" And the bartender is like getting him drunk the whole time. And then he's like, "Is he your uncle or is he your daddy?" And I'm like, "I don't know. He's my Uncle Daddy." And because we're in a country band, it just people are like, "What, Uncle Daddy?"
They figure it's okay. Right?
Yeah, I figure it's okay.
I mean, there's been times I've done a duo show with him and I'm like, "Oh, this is my husband." I think people feel sorry for me and they like tip us more money. They're like, you gotta be goofy and have fun with people. So.
We like to keep it light.
Explain the type of music that you do. I mean, you said you do everything from Janis Joplin to Johnny Cash
I mean, we like to do kind of just top hits. I mean, it does usually end up being country music because that was our focus for a long time. A lot of the places we were getting booked were like the saloons that wanted, high energy country stuff. But we don't really limit ourselves to any particular style. I like to do a lot of alternative stuff. But also I'll do the Johnny Cash, and then Sarah's all over it. She'll do anything from Pink to Janis Joplin. We'll do Miranda Lambert. We do like the Four Seasons. Yeah. Somebody comes up with a request, and if it's a good song and we kind of know it, even if we haven't practiced it, we'll be like, "Oh, that was fun. Let's keep that
Give
one.
it a try. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to Nashville so many times and I would watch the bands and people would just request, and they might not have played the song perfectly,
Right.
but it's just, you have to engage with the audience if that's what they want to hear.
Right.
So, I mean, I say we fake it till we make it sometimes. It doesn't always go in our favor.
Do you work off a set list?
No, and my guys get mad at me sometimes, but it's just in my head. And every venue you walk into, every audience is completely different.
Right.
So if I try to put a set together, it gets thrown away after, especially because I always say we take requests. So 3 songs in, someone's like, "Can you guys play Wagon Wheel?" I'm like, "Okay, well, that was at the end of our set, but if they want it, like, do it now." So
Yeah. We wasted too much pieces of paper. So we felt
Save
bad
the trees.
for the environment.
Saves
So
the trees, right? Yeah.
we stopped printing out the songs or making a list.
I keep a general list on my phone for like certain venues. Like I know because like at the Blue Chip, when we're there on Sundays, they usually want like the country Sundays.
Right.
So I just have a general list of songs that usually go over well there. I just keep it in my phone. Right. But most of the time I just walk into a show. I'm like, we're just going to play the way
Just
we
wing it,
feel
man.
it. Just wing it and see what happens.
Catch the vibe from the crowd, and then usually we just kind of look at each other. And so
it's more fun that way.
yeah, let's do Zombie by the Cranberries. All right, cool. Let's do Mean by Taylor Swift.
That's kind of fun, actually. I would imagine anyway. Just doing this, change up your genres.
Yeah. Well, and it keeps people on their toes and it keeps them interested because you go from one thing to the other. You go from Johnny Cash to Foo Fighters to Miranda Lambert. And people are like, wait, is that the same band?
Yeah, it's true.
That's why I like having, Aaron, our drummer, he sings really good too. It's just nice to have 3 lead vocalists as opposed to one, because especially you're doing 3-hour shows.
Right.
And nobody wants to hear me singing for 3 hours. I don't even want to hear me singing for 3 hours.
I don't know if I'd say that.
Well,
I think a lot of people can listen to you sing all day.
Yeah, you have a very nice voice.
thank you.
And some women, I hope nobody takes this wrong, but some women voices can get on your nerves after a while. Yours is, you've got that raspiness to it.
Not anybody we've ever interviewed.
No. But and I like your Stevie Nicks stuff that you do.
Thank you.
Opinions expressed by Paul Martin
Well, we appreciate it.
do not represent this podcast.
So I see. What about original stuff? You guys get into writing and music? No.
We haven't really done originals for quite some time. It's been something we've thought about bringing back up, but a lot of the places that we go play, it's usually they want covers. But I do have some recording stuff at the house, so it's something that we've kind of kept in mind, but don't currently have any projects.
It feels like we just don't have time to write the stuff, because in between playing, I mean, this week we did 5 gigs in 4 days.
Wow.
So it's kind of like.
So you're back at your pace that you were before COVID, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much back at that same pace.
Yeah,
I forgot how exhausting it is.
We're back at it. So yesterday we played 2 gigs. So it was like, all right, what time's that podcast? 5? All right, cool. I can sleep in till noon if I want to. And then I work a full-time job. So between the 40 hours a week and then having a couple days off, it's like, all right, I just want to eat a cheeseburger and watch TV sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm lucky because I'm still working from home. So I'm only doing part-time, so I could get laundry and things done in between.
Right.
And I don't have to use gas money to go into the office anymore, which is a beautiful thing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. My wife would agree with you 100%. She's working from home too.
So you guys were playing at this pace prior to the pandemic too?
Yeah, usually about 3 or 4 gigs a week.
Yeah.
So it'd usually be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then occasionally on Sundays.
Okay.
So it was pretty packed schedule.
So you missed quite a few gigs during the pandemic then?
Yeah. For the first few months after the lockdown, we didn't play for probably about 6 months, which you think we would take advantage and learn some new songs. We did a couple new songs.
We
But
mostly played video games and watched like trivia shows. I think we watched every episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah, we caught up
Or
with
Deal
that.
or No Deal.
Yeah. Howie Mandel, he was one of our favorites.
I think a lot of people were like that from the start. They were kind of shocked, but then they figured it's going to be like a little vacation, sit at home, watch TV. And But I was like, I'll catch up on Netflix, Amazon Prime and all. Now I'm sick of TV. I can't stand it.
I don't turn, I'm home most of the days. I don't turn the TV on at all.
Mm-hmm.
I have no interest.
Yeah, I got really big into cooking. I gained a lot of weight.
A lot of people learn to cook.
Luckily, I burned some of those pounds off. But yeah, I tried out all kinds of new recipes, and in-laws live, pretty close to us. I'd be like, hey, check it out. I made way too much food. Do you want to take some of it? No, okay, I'll just eat it myself.
There really wasn't much of anything to do. You got to eat. So
Exactly.
That's about, I think most people went to the grocery store, came home and ate, and that's it.
Yep.
How do you feel about getting out now? I mean, because I know it's still freaking out a lot of people to be out and about.
I'm comfortable now. Back then I was having health issues with my diabetes and stuff. So all my levels, like my vitamins, I was deficient, this, that, and the other. And then, so I was really nervous to catch it. But now, for me personally, I feel like I'm healthy. If I did catch COVID, I'd probably be okay. But it still freaks me out. other people, because you just don't know how people are going to react to it. So,
Right.
Yeah, still being a little bit on the side of caution, not necessarily giving everybody we see hugs, but we went through and made sure that we feel safe when we're going places, keeping things clean. I know I like to say that it's anybody's choice, but Sarah and I went ahead and made the choice to get vaccinated. So just to be like, you know what, we're going to do it. We'll be all right. So that I feel like that kind of made us feel a little bit more comfortable too. Just being like, you know what, if we get sick, we're going to be better than, if we didn't do that. So
I agree with you 100%. So I see you brought your guitar today.
we did.
You play a couple songs for us?
We can do that.
only if you want us to.
Yes, we'd love it if you do that.
Sure. I always keep picks in my pocket. No pun intended.
So what do you get play for us today?
I don't know. What do you think? You want to do John Prine, Clayton Gray?
Sure.
I'm not going to play guitar on this, but again, I'm holding a guitar, so just so you guys know, I'm really cool right now.
She's actually holding the guitar that I bought her when I proposed to her.
No wonder she said yes.
Yeah. She couldn't say no. Otherwise, I would have kept the guitar for myself.
Well, it kind of is still yours.
Do play. When you do that ripping solo. She don't like her eggs all runny. She thinks crossing her legs is funny. She looks down her nose at money. She gets it on like the Easter bunny. I'm her honey. She's my baby. Never gonna let her go.
You ain't got laid in a month of Sundays. Called in once, he was sniffing my honey. Ain't too short, but gets things done. Drinks his beer like it's oxygen. He's my baby, I'm his honey. Never gonna let him go.
In spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow. Against all odds, honey, we're the big door prize. We're gonna spite our noses right off of our faces. It won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes. She thinks all my jokes are corny. Chicago shows make her horny. She likes ketchup on her scrambled eggs. Swears like a sailor when she's shaving her legs. She takes a licking, she keeps on ticking. Never gonna let her go.
He's got more balls than a big brass monkey. He's a whacked out weirdo and a love bug junkie. Sly as a fox, crazy as a loon. There they comes and he's howling at the moon. Oh, he's my baby, I don't mean me. Never gonna let him go.
In spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow. Against all odds, honey, we're the big door prize. We're gonna spite our noses right off of our faces. It won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes. In spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow. Against all odds, honey, we're the big door prize. We're gonna spite our noses right off of our faces. It won't be nothing but big old hearts hearts dancing in our eyes. It won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes. In spite of ourselves.
Yes.
Listen to the crowd.
That's the best crowd response I think we've ever had. They
That
realize
song-
there's so many people here.
That song is an example of something that we were getting requests for that song forever. And then we went and played a private party and the couple wanted to sing it. So he played guitar and I was like, that's easy. I'm like, why don't we just learn that song? Like,
Right.
the hardest part is remembering the words because I never say whacked out weirdo or love bug or anything like that. But now I do.
Or the Easter Bunny.
That was
Yeah.
always my hardest thing to overcome when like learning songs. I can learn the guitar parts, I can play all the chords, I'll even get some of the riffs down, but trying to remember lyrics, that was my issue. Still is.
Yeah.
I always joke about it because I'll have like the phone holder or the tablet holder, and most of the time I'm not using it because usually I'm using that to run sound for our band because we got the digital stuff.
Right.
But every once in a while, we'll do a song where I'm like, I'm not 100% confident. Let me just go ahead and put the safety net in case I fall on my face.
You know, a lot of times if it's not a line that people really know well, you could fake it, say anything you want, and you get past it.
Absolutely.
I do that more often than not. I feel like when I'm trying to read something and I'm singing, you just lose all emotion. And I feel
Right.
like when I'm performing, like I try to put like a connection with the song and I try to emotionally. So if I'm reading, it just sounds like I'm just reading the ABC, you know, so.
Yeah, it takes a talent too. I think it takes a good lyricist to actually musician to sing and get the words wrong, but still make a connection, somehow.
At least find something that rhymes.
Right.
And he's actually really good at that. He makes up lyrics to
Oh, yeah.
goofy songs all the time.
Well, yeah. But that's just messing around.
So what else you got for us? Got another one in there?
Trying to think what I play on.
And you run sound too, don't you?
Yes. Yeah. Well, when I don't have somebody as awesome as yourself, then I have to try and do it myself.
You talking to him or me?
Well, I haven't had the pleasure of working with you until now, Ray. But, there's always more gigs.
That's right.
I mean, you do it besides your own band, you do it for other bands too, don't you?
Yeah, I've just recently started doing that. It was Sarah threw me out to the wolves. She was like, "Well, you do it for us. You can probably do it for other bands too." So that's our new company.
Well, I worked for
Harmony
Joey DeMarco
Productions.
at United Talent, and he's like, I need Craig to run sound. And he's like, okay. Or I was like, okay. Like he was open that day, or I think I found another duo partner so he could go run sound. He's like, well, you need a name for your company. I'm like, this all happened in like 15 minutes. Like I woke up on a Saturday and I'm like, I don't know. I was like, just like Harmony Productions. And so he's been going out as Craig from Harmony Productions.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I've been doing sound at Old Republic in Elgin. I've had the honor of doing some pretty cool bands out there. Just a couple weeks ago, I actually ran sound for Kashmir, the Zeppelin tribute band, and they were
Frank
fantastic.
Livingston.
Yeah, they were awesome, great guys, and a lot of fun to work with. It doesn't hurt that I'm a big Zeppelin fan.
Yeah, of course.
Even with your bluegrass roots,
Oh yeah. Well, again,
who isn't a Zeppelin fan?
I know. If you're not, then there's something wrong.
Right.
Who doesn't know what I'm talking about? Who's never left home? Who's never struck out? They'll find a dream and a life of their own. Place in the cloud, foundation a storm. Many proceed and many spaces, spaces. Room to make a big mistake. She needs new faces. She knows the higher stakes. She traveled this road as a child. Wide-eyed and grinning, she's never tired. Now she won't be coming home with the rest. These are life lessons she would take her this test she needed. Wide open spaces, spaces. Room to make a big mistake. She needs new faces. She knows the higher stakes. She knows the highest stakes. As her folks drive away, her daddy yells, check the oil. Mom yells out the window and says, I'm leaving my girl. Well, it didn't seem like long ago when she stood there. She let her own folks know she needed wide open spaces, spaces. Room to make a big mistake. She needs new faces. She knows the higher stakes. She knows the highest stakes. She knows the highest stakes. She knows the highest stakes.
There's that crowd again.
They're wild.
Very nice.
That was great. Really good.
Thank you so much.
Very nice. So you bought that guitar for her, and now it was this. Now, did you guys start singing together before you got married? Obviously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he proposed to me actually on stage during a show. And you could see in the pictures because no matter what, like when we're performing, I don't, like, you might mess up, but like I never just like stop in the middle of the song. I just kind of fumble through it or end the song early. So we were doing the song Little White Church. And all of a sudden he was playing upright bass, and then he just like stops and puts it down. He's like, something's wrong. And I'm like looking at him like, what the F are you doing? Like, go back on your bass or I'm going to like murder you. There's like a bunch of people there. Like all, and I should have put it.
I was surprised she didn't catch on.
Like all our family and friends were there.
Yeah. I got her mom and dad and brother and everybody to come out, aunts and uncles. And when we first got there, Sarah's like, man, there's a lot of people here. And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess, maybe they haven't seen us for a while. And it's a closed show.
Where was it at?
That was at Salerno's in Hotchkins.
And it was March. It was snowing. I'm like, there's a ton of people here. Like, this is crazy. And then and you'll first see the pictures of me and I look like super ticked off. And then all of a sudden I realized what was going on. And it was fun. It was a good way. And I thought it was cool because we have it on video, like because there were so many people there. Everyone knew he was going to do it and they all recorded it. So
yeah, our guitarist at the time helped me out because I had the guitar for her. But of course I gave her the ring and everything too. But I told our guitarist, hey, like bring that with you, but don't let her see it until after. So then she was like, of course, yes. And I gave her the ring and I'm like, also I got something else for you. So like Sarah was saying, we go to Nashville pretty often. And the one time we went down there, she found the Taylor T5. She played it. She's like, oh my gosh, this is like the best. And then, we were still recently, dating, but I think she thought I wouldn't remember. She was like, if you ever propose to me, like, don't even buy me a ring, just give me this guitar. So I kept it in my head the whole time. I'm like, I'm going to buy that guitar, and that's going to be it.
That's very cool.
So
very cool.
Very nice.
I like that Gibson that you're playing too.
Yeah, this is a Hummingbird Cutaway, which I think they discontinued this model.
Did they?
Yeah, which is a shame because
Gibsons have such a unique sound, even their acoustics.
Yeah, it's a brilliant guitar. I love it. I actually had a friend yesterday came out to our gig, Billy Gray. So Billy Gray Music, he's a good friend of ours, but he saw us and I was like, oh, if you want to come up and play some songs. He's like, oh my gosh, you're going to let me play your Gibson? Are you sure? I'm like, dude, of course. I work as a guitar technician, so I work on his guitars all the time. Like, man, I'm always working on your Taylors and stuff. Like, it's no big deal. And if you break it, I know a guy.
That's right.
You play a Les Paul too, right?
Yes. Yeah, when I play electric, it's usually my Les Paul, and that's one of the new ones. It's a Trad Pro 5. But I have quite a collection of guitars. That's just the one I am favoring at the moment. I have a 335 as well that I like.
Nice.
That's a cool guitar. But the Les Paul's the newest one, so I'm obsessed with it.
I figured being a country guy, you might go for a Tele or something.
So I do have a Telecaster that I actually, I don't want to say I built it, but I parted it together. So I got the body, and then I bought the neck, and I put it all together. And that thing's pretty cool too. I haven't played that one out in a hot minute. So maybe the next time I see you, I'll have it with me. It's a cool guitar. Once I bought the Les Paul though, Aaron, our drummer, was like, oh my gosh, that is the sound. Like, why have you been playing the other guitars? I'm like, well, we're a country band. So like Telecaster fits the bill, right?
Right.
He's like, yeah, the Tele's cool. Use the Les Paul or the 335. So I've obliged.
Aaron does a lot of singing too, right?
Yeah. He does a lot of the harmony vocals, and then he'll take lead on a couple tunes, which is pretty fun to have a singing drummer. Because a lot of people will kind of look on stage and be like, wait, where's it coming from? Right. And then they realize, oh, the drummer's singing.
Right. Yeah, he sings good background harmonies. I know it's his song.
Oh, yeah, his harmonies are great. So, and he and I are, when Craig gets
some
busy,
of the high parts.
Yeah, he can get up there like higher than I can. I'm like, all right, get it. He and I are going to do a duo a couple times this summer when Craig's out of town. He teaches a rock camp in Champaign and a couple other things that he'll be out of town for. So Aaron will, play cajon, and then he also plays. Well,
He plays guitar too.
Yeah, he plays the guitar. So
multi-talented guy.
I'll have to lend him a guitar for some of these gigs. Maybe he's got his own, but I don't know. I just feel like, hey, you can play the Gibson if you want. I don't know many people that will turn that down.
No. So we can find you guys on Facebook, right?
Yeah, it's just Whiskey and Harmony.
You have a website too, or no?
We do. I've got to update it. It doesn't have our updated schedule, but it's whiskeyandharmony.com.
So I know you guys do some gigs on your own, just the two of you. Is there any place you play weekly or bi-weekly? Or?
Well, right now, until Memorial Day, because we're going to take off in the summer, we've been hosting open mic at Cousins in Blue Island.
Okay.
So that's been pretty fun.
What night of the week?
It's on Thursday nights,
Okay.
starting at 8:30.
8:30 to 11:30.
But our schedule gets crazy in the summer, and I don't think people really go to open mics too much in the summer. So we're going to take off until probably after Labor Day. But I think they're still going to have probably live music there. They have a really nice beer garden and stuff. So
you have any big gigs coming up that you might mention?
She's the one to ask about that.
a lot of our upcoming stuff is duo stuff. The gig I'm really excited about, my niece is turning 1 in May, so we're playing her first birthday party.
Oh, that's cool.
So we're going to be playing like Baby Shark and all those other songs. She loves it. I mean, we play because my best friend Constance, she brings my niece out to some of our shows, and she just like, we do Little White Church, and she's just happy and dancing. So I think it's really cool that she's so young, and you could tell she's into the music and stuff. So Craig was at work, and they had a Hannah Montana guitar, and he was joking with me. He's like, "Oh, you want me to buy this Hannah Montana guitar?" I was like, "Yes," because I'm going to give that to our niece. So I have it when she's old enough. I'm going to give it to her.
It's cool. Very cool.
So now, how long have you worked for Joey?
Oh gosh. I think it's been probably 6 years.
I think 6 or maybe 7.
Yeah.
Let's say 6.5.
Yeah.
So how's it working for Joey?
It's good. I learned a lot about booking and everything with Joey. So he's a really great boss, or he doesn't let me call him boss. He's a partner or whatever. Because he got me into, he got me to get the license to be a booking agent and all that. So it's been fun. And again, I learned so much just how to handle like the scheduling and then, because you're kind of a mediator between venues and musicians. And
Right.
Sometimes the venue wants this and then the musician wants that, but it's like, help me learn how to balance both.
I know Joey's name has been brought up on this podcast many times by different artists that come in. And I've always thought Joey's been very fair, very good with everybody.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's one of the few, really.
He's been in the business, so he knows a lot of people.
I think he started United Talent like 2 years after we were born. So I think it was like 1987 or something.
He's
like
going to
that.
be upset about that.
Oh no, he's fine. I always laugh. I got to see some videos of his band Risk.
Right.
And they were doing this. He'll probably kill me for this if he ever hears it. They were doing I Want Candy, a promo video. And I was like, what kind of dance moves are you? Or like, he's like humping the air. He's like, I was cool back then. I'm like, okay, Joey. Okay.
I joke with Joey because I guess you could say I sort of knew him when I was growing up because he actually booked my dad's band.
Oh, really?
So I like to nudge my elbow into Joey every once in a while. Be like, hey, do you remember?
What was the name of your dad's band?
Dane Bramage. And they would play like the Last Fling and Rib Fest.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. But I always joke with him about that. I'm like, hey, do you remember booking Dane Bramage?
So if we want to find out more about Whiskey and Harmony, we just go on Facebook.
Yeah, mostly I put everything on Facebook. We do have Instagram too, but there's also pictures of me and dogs and hats and all sorts of other stuff on there. So all of our events, I always update the Facebook page regularly. So it shows. And again, I have to get on the website because it used to connect to my Facebook and just the events would just go directly to the website. But for some reason, it doesn't do that anymore. And I'm not always great with technology, but I should get on that since I pay for the website. So I should probably
For sure.
make it useful.
Mm-hmm.
So
when you talk to Joey, tell him I said hello.
I absolutely will.
And tell him that we'd like to get him on this podcast too.
Oh yeah, if you can get him out of the office, I'll have to drag him here.
Yeah. We could talk about Risk and his old bands and stuff like that too. It'd be fun.
I wonder if I could get Dio to come. He might do it if Dio comes with him.
Yeah. Fabulous Jeans. Yeah, it'd be fun. So you guys gonna play us out?
Sure. Yeah, you told him about Johnny Cash. We'll sing some Johnny.
All right.
Ever since that fire went out, yeah, I'm going to Jackson. Yeah, I'm a mess around. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson. Look out, Jackson Town.
Well, go on down to Jackson. Go ahead and wreck your hell. Go play your hand, you big
I'm a snowball Jackson.
See if I care.
When I breeze into that city, people gonna stoop and bow. All them women gonna make me. Yeah, teach them what they don't know how. I'm going to Jackson. Try and loosen my coat. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson.
Goodbye, that's all she wrote. But they're laughing at you in Jackson. I'll be dancing on a burning cake. They'll lead you around town like a scalded out with your tail tucked between your legs. Yeah, go to Jackson, you big talking man. And I'll be waiting in Jackson. Yeah, I'm a J-Band fan. Well, we got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since that fire went out. Yeah,
We're going to Jackson, and that's a fact. Yeah, we're going to Jackson. Ain't never coming back. Well, we got married in a fever, hotter than that pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since that fire went out. Yeah, we're going to Jackson, and that's a fact. Yeah, we're going to Jackson. Ain't never coming back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Whiskey and Harmony.
Right, that's Craig and Sarah from Whiskey and Harmony. Thanks, guys, for joining us today.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Ray.
Thank you. So that was Sarah and Craig from Whiskey and Harmony, and it's pretty nice of them to buy her that guitar to Taylor, wasn't it?
Yeah, really. Yeah, I probably should have stopped drinking that bourbon, not drinking it during the show.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Because who was that?
It was Sarah and Craig.
Oh, well, I'm joking, people. I'm not drunk. I wasn't drinking during the show.
I am.
That would be tequila for you.
Yes, it would be.
But yeah, that was a really nice guitar he got her, man. I tell you.
Yes, indeed.
What girl wouldn't want a guitar rather than a ring? And she got both.
She got both. That's right.
It was very nice.
Very nice.
And they sound really good together. We had a little impromptu little concert for us.
Yes. Besides your Ice Cube and your Whiskey in Harmony, they were quite in harmony as well.
They were. Very good job. And it's good to see that they're really busy. 3-4 gigs a week. It's pretty good.
Yep. Keep them busy.
That's right. And so make sure you get out there and check them out and check out their website, check out their Facebook page, and see where they're playing, and get out there and support live music.
That's right. And check out our podcasts on rockandrollchicagopodcast.com and find out who else we've interviewed and catch up with us. We're on episode 110, right?
Something like that. Yeah, we're up way over 100.
Yep.
And you can find us on Facebook. We have our Facebook group which you could join, and that's where we can all chat together. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on Twitter. We're like all socialized.
That's right. And you can also check out our good buddy Jeff Sismelik on 3 Songs.
My Three Songs.
My Three Songs
podcast.
That's right.
Check it out. Jeff meets every week with a friend or maybe even a foe. I don't know. And they pick out 3 songs that they like, and they discuss the songs.
3 songs that have meant something in their life, I guess.
Exactly. So coming to you again from the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66 in beautiful downtown Joliet.
Or do you say route?
I don't know. You know, it's funny. I say Route 66, but I'll say like Route 30. I don't know why. Route 66, but Route 30, because Route 30 doesn't sound right.
No, it doesn't. Sometimes because of the song Route 66.
It probably is, yeah.
It's your kicks on Route 66.
Yeah, because Route 66. Now that doesn't sound correct.
Right.
You know. I mean, it's when you're sad, you pout, you don't poot.
Right. It's a tomato.
That's right. That's right.
But we're actually we're on Route 30 here.
We are.
Yes.
But it's also called Cass Avenue, 9 West Cass Avenue. Keep an eye out. Check out the museum on roadtorock.org. They should be opening up very soon. Make sure you go to their website and join it. Be a charter member. You get all kinds of cool benefits.
Or get your tickets for the second annual Illinois induction into the Hall of Fame.
That's right. Tickets are on sale, and they're going quick.
June 5th, Sunday, June 5th at the Rialto Square Theater.
That's right.
And I think Dennis DeYoung is going to be inducted along with Styx.
Yes, Dennis DeYoung is a singer-songwriter, and the band Styx themselves are being inducted. I don't have the whole list in front of me, but there's
quite a few.
Quite a few people going to be inducted. It's going to be very cool.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now.
Rock and Roll Chicago podcast does not own the rights to any of the music that's played on this podcast.
The music is used to promote the band or musicians that are interviewed.
Rock and roll, Chicago. Rock and roll.